Nerds. When you think of nerds, you probably think of engineers. You know the kind of socially awkward engineers who mumble like that and who give talks looking at their feet, or maybe overwhelm you with scientific details. Wouldn't it be great if those nerdy engineers could speak well, so that if they had something technical, it'd be of concern to you, you could actually understand them. Now, these engineers need to speak well for their own life to improve. They will have to give presentations at scientific conferences. They may have to work in groups with other engineers and explain their ideas. One day, they may find themselves interviewing for a job where they have to do a good interview. Now, I know engineers are nerds because I teach engineering at UIC. And I can tell these engineers really need to speak better for the reasons I just mentioned. Now, what organization that you know, that you've attended, that might help these nerdy engineer types? What do you think? Come on, come on.
I think I have Toastmasters.
Toastmasters, right. So it's my vision to create a UIC College of Engineering Toastmasters. That will give these nerdy engineers stage time, meaning experience getting up in front of people, learning to look up from their feet, learning to speak out, and they'll get organizational skills so they could actually communicate something that might make sense. And something super important for engineers is the evaluations they would get at Toastmasters. Feedback that would tell them, we can't hear you, we can't understand you, and all the kinds of feedback you know are so important here at Toastmasters. Now, I myself know personally the importance of Toastmasters feedback for technical things. Some of you might have been here a few months ago when I gave a talk on fracking. I gave 2 talks on fracking, and I believe it was called What the Frick is Fracking? And the first talk I gave as a nerd. I had slides up here. I spent a lot of time talking to the slides and used very technical jargon. Afterwards, the evaluations from Toastmasters like you were, I didn't understand anything, Ken. It was too technical, boring. And then Amy, who's a professional speaker, an engineer, and an artist, gave me a suggestion from her evaluation that I incorporated in the next talk. And you might remember it. I then compared fracking, based on Amy's suggestion, to a chocolate layer cake. And fracking, where holes are drilled in the earth and tubes inserted to suck out natural gas, I described as taking a chocolate layer cake and using a straw to put in the chocolate layer cake and suck out the great chocolate between the layers. And after that talk, Toastmasters came up and said, I finally get it. I understand what fracking is. It's like a chocolate layer cake. The feedback I got helped me make a technical presentation to a general audience and communicate nerdy ideas in a non-nerdy way. So the engineers at UIC need Toastmasters. They need the stage time, they need the practice organization, and they need evaluations. Now, there are going to be some challenges that I have to face in organizing this UIC College of Engineering Toastmasters. One is that many of the engineers are non-native English speakers. They don't speak English as their first language. This will be an additional challenge for them because not only are they shy and nerdy, but they're not even comfortable with English. And of course, the shyness that engineers have is going to be an impediment, and the fact that they're going to want to talk about really technical things. But it is my vision to start the UIC College of Engineering Toastmasters. And if these nerdy engineers are willing to give up, at least for 5 to 7 minutes, their nerdiness, they might be seen by other people as someone who knows how to present something well. And by presenting well, they may one day get a good job, obtain the kind of job they really want to have. And you know, if you have the right job and you're paid well, you could live a good life, the kind of life these engineers really want, and do the things engineers love to do, which is play video games and spend time on the computer. So that's the vision of a UIC College of Engineering Toastmasters Club. And you will thank me one day when you see one of these engineers up there talking about fracking in a way you could understand.